tease so," said Alice, looking about in vain to see where the voice came from. "If you're so anxious to have a joke made, why don't you make one yourself?" The little voice sighed deeply. It was very unhappy, evidently, and Alice would have said something pitying to comfort it. If it would only sigh like other people, she thought. But this was such a wonderfully small sigh that she wouldn't have heard it at all if it hadn't come quite close to her ear. The consequence of this was that it tickled her ear very much, and it quite took off her thoughts from the unhappiness of the poor little creature. "I know you are a friend," the little voice went on, "a dear friend and an old friend, and you won't hurt me, though I am an insect." "What kind of insect?" Alice inquired a little anxiously. What she really wanted to know was whether it could sting or not, but she thought this wouldn't be a civil question to ask. "What then, you don't—" the little voice began, when it was drowned by a shrill scream from an engine, and everybody jumped up in alarm, Alice among the rest. The horse, who had put his head out of the window, quietly drew it in and said, "It's only a brook we have to jump over." Everybody seemed satisfied with this, though Alice felt a little nervous at the idea of trains jumping at all. "However, it'll take us into the fourth square. That's some comfort," she said to herself. When I read that, I just think, the whole thing is, it's a game, right? It's laid out kind of like a game because she's on that chessboard now. I think sometimes life can probably feel that way. We have to think, what should we do next? Where are we now? Evaluate sort of our circumstances, especially with the pandemic going on. It does look just like this sort of strangeness. You hit the accelerator and you're going backwards, or you've stopped, or you think you're going toward a hill and then you're in a valley. I think the pandemic has done that to a lot of us. And so, the rules seem different and we don't really know quite what's happening. But that's, as I see this play out in my mind, I'm watching Alice kind of move and be moved on this game board, and that's kind of what it looks like to me. So, in another moment, she felt the carriage rise straight up into the air, and in her fright, she caught at the nearest thing at hand, which happened to be the goat's beard.